Today, we're boosting our discourse by at least 3 inches. Of course, if you clicked on this video, there's a good chance you already know what we're here to talk about. Heelgate. It all started on Real Time with Bill Maher when one TikTok user noticed something odd about Ron DeSantis' boots. Notice how disproportionate his legs look and how you could easily hide a pair of high heels in those boots? I mean, he wouldn't be wearing heels, right? Right? And just like that, that TikTok video went viral, which left the world wondering, is the man who built his reputation in the state of Florida attacking the woke now wearing high heels? Secretly. And it gets better. Patrick Bet David, who is some sort of former insurance pyramid sales guy turned major podcaster and noted Trump supporter, had DeSantis on his show and didn't hold back.
What they're trying to say with this is that in your boots, you have heels.
No.
That's what they're trying to say.
Those are just standard off-the-rack Lucchese.
How tall are you? How tall are you, Governor?
Of course, if DeSantis wasn't wearing these heels, he could have just put on the tennis shoes and proved that this is all just media stupidity. But Meatball Ron decided to go a different route, acting as if he's not allowed to take a token gift like a pair of shoes.
I shop at Ferragamo, okay? And
I don't accept gifts. I can't accept it.
I totally get it.
Again, he could have just put them on. He didn't have to keep them. All this has now added to the intrigue and the conviction of most that Mr. DeSanctimonious is in fact wearing high heels. So today I want to get into this story and look at just how costly of a fashion statement those boots will prove to be for Ron DeSantis. Let's dive in. Ron is no stranger to mockery, and it's also not a secret that DeSantis has had his fair share of, let's say, less than flattering moments. In fact, some folks feel so strongly about his charm deficit that they've taken to the skies with it. Yep, a banner trailing behind a plane fluttering the friendly advice, "Be likable, Ron," became the unsolicited campaign slogan at the Iowa State Fair. Whether it's his weird laugh that sounds like a hyena with hiccups,
as always.
the shaming of a kid just enjoying some icing,
Oh, what is that? An icing? Yeah, that's probably a lot of sugar, huh?
or that grin that's been famously dubbed the constipation face.
And I will not let you down.
It's been a tough sell for the charm offensive. And who could forget the 3-finger pudding scoop? This move was so bizarre, even Trump had to pause and wonder if that's how humans are supposed to eat pudding, and then went on to make a campaign ad about it.
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong. And we're not just talking about pudding.
What was that? But beyond these quirks and some questionable dining etiquette, it's his actions in the Sunshine State that really cast a shadow. Like when he turned heads by shipping asylum seekers off to Martha's Vineyard, creating an urgent humanitarian situation. Or the infamous Don't Say Gay bill, which didn't just marginalize the LGBTQ community, but also started a massive feud with the state's largest employer, Disney. And let's not overlook the Stop Woke Act he signed, because who needs critical discussions on race when you can just stop woke, right? To cap it all off, he's launched his presidential bid with the help of none other than the most disliked person on all of Twitter, Elon Musk. Elon's endorsement might raise eyebrows more than it raises prospects, given Elon's recent reputation roller coaster ride, making the decision to come out with Elon a bit of a bold choice. And now, as if our guy wasn't infamous enough, he has stepped into the spotlight once again. And this time, it's all about what's underfoot. That's right, DeSantis is now being elevated into meme royalty, all because of the boots. Late night comedians are having a field day, with Stephen Colbert comparing DeSantis to a kid still in his Halloween costume.
Isn't that great? I saw this cute little fella going around today in adorable cowboy boots. What was his name? Governor Ron DeSantis.
And Seth Meyers recounting Ron's denial of the scandal.
In a new podcast interview, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was asked if the cowboy boots he is often photographed wearing have heels, and he would have walked straight out of that interview if his arches weren't killing him.
Some eagle-eyed netizens even matched DeSantis' boots to women's high-heeled booties on Amazon. Now, according to Amazon, the shoes in question give a person a 4.33-inch boost in height. The padded insoles are reportedly super comfortable because, let's face it, you want to be comfortable while reaching for new heights of political stature. The jabs keep coming, with tweets joking about DeSantis' miracle growth spurt next to Tiger Woods, and a drag queen calling Ron DeSantis an inspiration to other drag queens.
Hi, everybody. This is Kitty Demure. I'm wondering, have you met Rhonda DeSantis? She's one of the newest queens on the scene. She is a clever queen.
Now look, if it weren't for another famous politician named Ron Paul, the RuPaul jokes would write themselves. Someone even made a fake website selling Ron DeSantis merch that included his infamous boots. What can I say? Maybe he's just rising to the occasion. Am I right? Now, if politics is a game, DeSantis' Heelgate has certainly given his opponents a free kick. It's not just Twitter warriors and meme lords having a field day here. Other politicians are strapping on their own rhetorical boots and wading into the fray. Nikki Haley, no stranger to the campaign heel herself, couldn't resist a jab during a guest appearance on The Daily Show. When asked about towering over DeSantis in the upcoming debate, she said,
my last question, are you wearing higher heels than Ron DeSantis next week at the debate so you can look taller than him on the stage?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I can tell you, I've always talked about my high heels. I've never, hid that from anybody. I've always said don't wear them if you can't run in them. So we'll see if he can run in them.
And then we have Trump, who's kind of warming up on this one. He did take a stomp at DeSantis, though, roasting him on his own platform, Truth Social, for allegedly wearing hidden heels. Not one to be outstepped, DeSantis fired back, dismissing the heel hubbub with a sharp quip.
And they want to talk about how tall you are. Sir, respond, please.
Well, look, Eric, this is no time for foot fetishes. We've got serious problems as a country.
But Ronnie didn't stop there. He threw a counterpunch in a recent NBC News interview, claiming that if you don't kiss the ring with Trump, he'll trash you. Which is funny because DeSantis would know this, given his former allegiances to the Donald. Of course, this didn't sit well with the Trump camp, sparking a flurry of backlash from the former president's loyal followers. But DeSantis is not the first candidate to sink his campaign by making himself look foolish. Remember Howard Dean's 2004 rally cry?
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House!
Yeah, well, DeSantis might not have had his scream heard around the world, but it sure seems like DeSantis is the Howard Dean of this election cycle. Now, as the political season heats up, the big question on everybody's mind is Ron DeSantis done? Let's look at the numbers and the chatter to see where he stands. Well, in an Echelon Insights survey last July, DeSantis was trailing at 16% in the GOP presidential race, a distant second to Donald Trump's commanding 49%. Even more telling is the hypothetical head-to-head, where Trump leads with 60% to DeSantis' 32%, with the third candidate nipping at his heels and DeSantis definitely preferred by only 12%. It seems his support might be more about being the alternative than the actual second favorite. Yet in politics, it's never over until the votes are cast, so lots could still happen, but from my point of view, this seems impossible for DeSantis to overcome. So let's wrap it up. A story that came across my desk recently was about this Alabama mayor named F.L. Bubba Copeland. Not only was he a mayor in a state like Alabama, but he was also a Baptist priest, so I think you get the picture of the kind of world he was from. Just last week, he killed himself after the world found out that he secretly loved dressing in drag. Bubba, the mayor of Smith Station, operated social media accounts as a transgendered woman under the alias Brittany Blair Summerlin. Now, I know what you're thinking. He was probably just like DeSantis, hating on the gays. But in Copeland's case, there weren't any interviews or sound bites of him saying anything that demonstrated hypocrisy. Still though, he felt this toxic pressure that when he was outed, he couldn't go on. From what we read about him, he sounded like a pretty good mayor. He owned a local convenience store and really stood out after the city was devastated by a tornado that ripped through the town. Even when Trump was president at the time, he came down to visit him and commend him for his efforts on dealing with the tornado. So why was he outed? Well, it was a right-wing online blog that felt it was necessary to take on the task of exposing him for dressing in drag. Because with a certain type of voter and audience, they knew this news would be cocaine clickbait. So his secret was revealed without his discretion and his life was ruined for clicks. DeSantis made a political career out of appealing to this exact type of toxicity. So it's almost kind of sweet to see him go down wearing high heels. I mean, does Ron really want to still run for leadership now that he's a joke within his own base? It seems pointless. He will be enduring humiliation with nothing to gain. I mean, if he does go on with his campaign, Lord knows Donald Trump is warming up in the bullpen and is going to eat him alive.
Fatality.
A man with no shame who even once hit on a dragged up Rudy Giuliani and feeds off his opponent's insecurities. So I'd like to finish off with a toast to Ron DeSantis. Ron, we hardly knew you. For some reason, you were considered great in Florida, but I was never really sure why. You tried to take on the largest employer and economic engine of your state, all over social issues, which if you really understood the big picture, you would have known that the economic voting machine would have told Disney exactly how the public felt about their creative decisions. A stock that is down 15% over the last year and 27% over the last 5. You thought taking on social issues was a slam dunk, but now those same people you once coveted are about to eat you alive. Karma so sweet, it tastes like the honey mustard on a Publix sandwich. To Ron. So guys, we just recently launched this channel and we noticed that 99.9% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you enjoyed this video, we need your help in growing this channel. By subscribing, that would help us keep the lights on and make sure that our crews have jobs in these uncertain times. So please hit that subscribe button and we promise to make more quality videos that I'm sure you're gonna love.